Hi everyone, welcome to the Placing Company's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing the negotiation game, the salary edition, how to negotiate your salary and packages, that sort of stuff. I'm Michael Barrell.
I'm Michael Koss.
And we're the co-founders of the Placing Company.
And we haven't practiced this.
We have not. No. This is a surprise. It could be terrible.
This is nerve-wracking.
So we're going to do, I'm going to ask, no, you're going to ask me.
You're going to
I'm going to ask you.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a question around the mid-level career pivot, negotiating the perks and whatnot. Yep. And then Michael's going to ask me around
being an entry-level graduate, coming into the workforce, how you ask for better pay.
That's right.
And then finally, we're going to do one about
relocation packages.
Yeah, and just bear in mind, please, there are no correct answers here.
There are
potentially wrong answers. Let's see if we.
I think there's quite a few wrong answers.
Probably there are. Let's see if how well we do. Like and subscribe to our channel and comment below whether or not you would give us what we ask for in these scenarios. We are just giving it our best shot, guys, and hopefully we do well. Please be kind in the comments.
All right. So,
okay,
Michael.
Yep.
This is who you are. Okay.
Yes.
You are someone who has experience in one industry, like IT, for example, but you're wanting to do a bit of a pivot to, say, sales.
That sounds like me.
Something like that.
Yep.
There
that's
we go.
Appropriate. Okay,
all right.
Let's do it.
The unfortunate thing is, me as the employer, I'm going to lowball him. I'm going to not offer him as much money as I should. So,
okay.
Michael, thanks for coming to the interview. You've done really well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, pretty good. We're prepared to offer you a salary package of $80,000 Australian as a base, and we'd like you to start in 2 weeks.
Oh. Look, I appreciate that offer. Look, I'll be frank. I know that other people in a similar position are averaging about $87,000, and also there's a sales commission. So I'm wondering if we can get up to about that level.
Well, because you have spent most of your career in IT and you don't have a whole lot of sales experience, we're obviously happy to have you, but we think that maybe we should start on a base rate of $80,000 with not much sales commissions. What do you think about that? Look, just to start with, at least.
I know that the role actually involves a fair bit of technical expertise to be able to close sales, and especially in crafting sales packages and talking with the technical team at the potential clients. I think I'm actually going to be a really big asset for you, potentially save you on having doubling up of resources, be it sales team and also IT engineers. I can straddle both. I think this is actually a really good investment for you, and I will make sure that I am providing that return for you. And also I'd feel really incentivized if there is a commission or bonus structure related to the sales. I want to have that skin in the game.
He's clever, isn't he? He's pretty good.
I got it?
Yeah. Well done. That was
Thank you.
You can't resist that. He's telling me exactly all the other stuff that he can bring to the role. The fact that his technical experience does actually count for a fair bit.
That was off the top of my head.
Yeah, well done. All right. No, you pass. There we go.
Comment below what you guys think. What else would you have said? Okay, all Michael.
Right, my turn.
So you are going to be an entry-level graduate moving into consulting. So very excited for you.
Thanks.
And thanks for coming along to the interview.
Pleasure.
As you know, we've had 50 or so interviews come through, but we like you, and we would like to get you on a starting salary of $53,000.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, I really appreciate the offer. Love the company. I'm really excited to start, and I'm really excited to start contributing a bit. But the salary of 53,000 a year, that's a little bit different from what I understand the market rates to be, which my research has said a bit north of $60,000 a year for a starting position. But in addition to that, I've come from a really good business school. I've got a great quantitative background. I've saved my last employer around 15% in their total budget during my previous roles. Obviously not consulting like in the role that you're with, but I do have that nous. I think you will get value for money out of me at the market rate. I'm just a bit confused as to why your offer might be $53,000, which is a bit different to what my research has said. Could you explain?
Pretty much, there are 49 other people just sitting around the corner. We have a great global brand, really. There are a lot of people who would like to work for us. And as you know, times are lean at the moment. We want our team really contributing. And just because we haven't hired you yet, we don't know what your capacity really is. So I think $53,000 is fair.
Well, what about... I'm gonna cut this bit.
No need to cut. This is what happens. These are real situations, and as you can tell, we didn't practice this, but these are real situations that people face. So, how will you negotiate this?
So I could see we haven't cut it. So I could probably start talking about. Michael's clearly better at this than I.
His body language has also got quite defensive.
Very defensive.
It's something you don't realize happening when it does. As soon as you feel uncomfortable, and this is a game of chess.
Yeah, close up.
I have made him very uncomfortable with the very logical.
I don't like 53 grand a year.
Okay,
I want more. No. So
Yeah.
don't say I don't like it. I want more. So one approach I could take, Michael, is talking about what the options are for career progression. What sort of step-ups are available. Maybe we're just talking about a short-term probation period of 3 months or 6 months. Maybe that could be the 53,000, and maybe after successfully completing the probation period, there could be opportunities for progression.
So the way that
I could have put that into the interview, but I'm talking to you
the
because
way
I don't like him.
The way I would probably frame it is essentially the lead from the employer was something to do with the other candidates having similar experience, and I would push back on that. I would say something to the effect of, well, I don't think so. I've been able to prove, repeating what he said earlier about improving the bottom line or the top line of my company that I previously worked for by 15%. I'm really experienced in business operations. You're not really hiring a graduate at this point. I am more the equivalent of a first-year employee because I worked throughout my studies. I was in the commercial environments and I balanced that with my studies. Imagine what I could do now with my full attention focused on working for your organization. I assure you, I can bring that value to you and your clients.
I think you should give yourself the job, but not me.
But that was a very normal reaction. That was exactly what it is. It's very uncomfortable. Hard. Because also, as soon as you get emotional about it and feel like it's a personal attack, then all of a sudden you go on the defensive and trying to figure out which way to angle this, when really, I find the core of this is a negotiation where somebody on the other side of the table wants to hear what's in it for them. Realistically, they're not too fussed about what's happening in your life. You need to prove your value and how they're going to get a return on the investment.
Yep. And make it a win-win for them.
That's it.
They've got 40 other applicants,
Yep.
but they're choosing me. Yep. So,
but
in our example, there's 40 others, but they're choosing me. I'm obviously offering something. Make it a win-win for them.
And there's no right answer. Like, comment below. You might think that what I said was utter nonsense and you wouldn't give it to me, and you might have liked Michael's approach. And
I know you didn't.
But this is the reality of the situation where you're live in these things. You just kind of got to navigate it and try and keep your cool. Okay?
And we're completely unprepared. Clearly. Yeah. All right.
My turn.
Your turn. Scenario 4, relocation package. Oh, yes, of course. Yep. Okay. So in this situation, Michael is pretending to be like a lot of the viewers here would be overseas trained skilled workers coming over to Australia on a skilled visa, many employers will offer a relocation package. Some won't, okay? And I'm going to pretend that I'm not offering one. Michael, thank you for interviewing.
Thank you.
We're really, really impressed with your skill set, your resume, the way you present, the way you interview. Fantastic. We'd like to offer you the role. We'd like to commence the nomination process and the visa process and get that underway. You've obviously seen what we're offering in terms of pay rates, all that sort of thing. We'd like to offer you the job.
Fantastic. There was just one thing that I didn't notice in the package. Does your organisation provide relocation assistance?
No, we've never done that before. We haven't needed to do that before. We find that because the Australian wages that our company is offering are very competitive, we figure that that's more than enough to help motivate our employees.
Thank you so much for that, of course, and I really do appreciate the offer. I assure you I am completely motivated, but my means to be able to undertake the move without assistance are a bit limited at the moment. The cost of the flights, transport, initial accommodation, a rent bond, transport, these mount up pretty quickly, and I've been living paycheck to paycheck where I am. I'm going to be completely honest and transparent with you, because I want you to have trust for me. A relocation assistance would really help me come and start work for you, and I know that your organisation does have a need for the skills that I provide. I want to come and work as soon as possible for you and start providing that into your business.
Great. I'm not in charge of the budget, but no. Michael's saying that he's got the skills to offer. He wants to do the job, but there's just some raw honesty around his financial capacity to get over here and start working and doing the job. Look, if it's within the budget, the company might be able to do it. But
it's a really delicate conversation as well. There's no entitlement to it, and it's something that Michael and I really negotiate for behind the scenes for our candidates as well. These are just some realities that we don't want to put you in a situation where you have to be uncomfortable, but at the same time, if you are self-representing, you do need to be able to talk about these things. And maybe if the employer isn't accommodating to this, they might not be the right employer for you, just because you're not a domestic hire. Someone who's coming from within Australia, in the same city, fine. But even if someone's coming from a different state or something like that, usually there are allowances given. And so maybe that's a red flag for you about the company culture.
Yeah.
You want to know that they want you to come. And the other side of it is too, and we're talking a bit strategically here, this is a skills shortage visa that you are likely coming on. There is a skills shortage around this role that you're going to be doing. And so they do need you. And they have gone to the lengths of hiring from overseas. And there's this whole government registration process they have to do. They have to do labour market testing. You'll be amazed how many hoops the employers have to jump through in Australia to hire people from overseas. And so your position is quite strong, but it's important to be really earnest with them and reasonable in that negotiation.
I think, so obviously Michael and I are being pretty lighthearted, particularly me, about this, but it's a serious topic and it's a pretty tricky and delicate topic to confront when you're face-to-face across the desk from an employer. With our employers that we work with, we'll know all this information up front. Yeah. So the candidates that we work with, they're going to know all this before they even get in front of the employer. So this sort of conversation wouldn't really happen with our employers directly with the candidate. That'll all be worked out beforehand. But yeah, as Michael said, if you're doing it yourself, then this is probably something that's going to come up from time to time. More often than not, the employers are going to offer a relocation package. They're spending a lot of money to get you over here. They're going to get set up as a business sponsor. They've got to pay a SAF levy, thousands of dollars in that.
Yep.
They've got to pay a lot of money. There's a few other bits and pieces they've got to pay. Migration agents, professional fees, all that sort of stuff. Plus, they're taking you on for the long term, so it's a big risk for them. So they want to make it work. So, yeah, there's a few $1,000s in there to help with the relocation. They'll usually do it.
So, comment below who you think might have won the negotiation game. Now, before we move on, I have to say we've had a look at our data and about 60% of our viewers are not subscribed at the moment. Hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell because that will let you know every time we upload a video. And Michael has an offer for you.
So in October, we're kicking off our group coaching program. So we've already got a decent sized cohort that we offer regular group coaching with. Anyway, we catch up with them every couple of weeks, which is awesome. But what we're doing is rolling out a comprehensive group coaching program where we catch up twice a month, so every 2 weeks, and we can answer all the questions that you need. We've got templates, we've got documents, we've got resources. You can ask us questions, you can ask the community questions. It's fantastic. You've got someone in your corner to give you the right advice, the right information, give you some facts around an area that can be a little bit complicated in terms of skilled sponsorship. Lots of questions, lots of people having their own views, and a lot of the views aren't usually correct.
And sign up and we can play the negotiation game. Let's see what skills you have.
The important thing is the link down the bottom, very special link, that'll give you 50% off that group coaching program. So check it out, click on it, and if you think it's right for you, then sign up and we'd be thrilled to help you.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.